And good evening, everybody. Let's see if we can actually get this to work finally. I'm Steve-O.
I'm Matthew.
And we are booming really loud. Let me adjust some levels. Okay.
And we are broadcasting.
Hopefully.
I hope so.
If we're not, then I apologize. And here's another bonus episode where Matthew and I go to Vegas, which... it's going to be the... Okay,
Aaron hears this.
It turns out, apparently, my Java thing is corrupted. It never downloads, and then Eric told me I'll have to uninstall, reinstall it kind of thing to make it work, so we'll go ahead and I'll fix that later. But, so we wasted 30 minutes of your life.
Oh, that's okay. You weren't doing anything better.
So yes, it's Matthew and I in the studio. Eric, of course, had prior engagements he could not foresee in his future. So next week we'll hear about all that good stuff, and that'll be actually that's the show before we go to
Vegas.
No, it's the second to last show because we're going to be doing the last broadcast before we go to Vegas in the new studio.
Oh yeah. Studio 661.
Well, Studio 661 will still be around. Matthew will be broadcasting still from there, doing his Fro show, of course.
Fro show.
And if he needs me to come in and bring equipment and stuff like that, he's not too far, for me. So,
just a heads up. So we are broadcasting live on Meerkat. So if you want to tune into that, just go on to twitter.com. Check out my profile there, Matthew Renfro. Click on the link, and you can see our live video cast of this here show. So hello, everybody over there on Meerkat. Hey.
Hello. So how did you find out about this program? Because I remember you posting it in our message board thing, and I was like, oh, this is kind of a really interesting thing. So how does it work?
So I was just going online, the iTunes store, came across it. It was under one of the new apps to check out. I guess it's been out for a few months, so clicked on it, downloaded it, saw it connected through Twitter, so I thought that was kind of interesting. And people just go and live stream. I watched the Walk the Moon show the other night. Somebody was at the concert and live streamed the whole thing, so that was pretty cool. Quality's pretty good. Obviously, he was using his cell data, so it was a little choppy, but we got a strong signal here, so I can't see the comments or anything on there, but I'm sure the quality's pretty good. Hopefully, the alignment of the video's okay. But yeah, so I think it's pretty good. So depending on how it goes, maybe we'll do that. Obviously, they're just picking up the audio; they're not getting the show stream, so it's kind of a disconnect there. But I think it's a pretty cool little ditty that we could do. So hopefully, it works out pretty well. So. I don't know, Aaron, I don't know if you want to jump on there and maybe check it out. Give us a heads up if the alignment of the video is good and everything like that. If you would be so generous to do that, that would be very good. I would appreciate that. But, it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
So hopefully, I don't know how interesting Matthew and I are video-wise, but if this actually works out, this is something I'll probably download then, and we'll try to set something up when we're doing shows and stuff. I know there's tripods you can get where you can just set up your phones and stuff like that. So that would actually be something kind of fun to do.
I'm just kind of makeshifting it right now with my mic stand and my boom screen. So.
Well, no, and it's working really good. The one thing I do have to say, we had to call Eric before to figure out what the hell's going on. So Matthew just got the new, I shouldn't say new, but the newest version of the iPhone.
The 6.
He got the 6. But
funny. Not the big one. I didn't get the 6
That's
Plus.
The thing. He shows me it, and I'm like, oh, wow, this is really big. I'm like, is this a 6 Plus? He goes, no, it's just a 6. So I was like, what? Because I originally thought that I was like, okay, I'm going to have to buy the 6 Plus because, the 5th one, it's a little bit longer, but it's let's face it, I have huge hands. And if you've seen any text messages from me, words get really screwed up, or anything that I post, it's all like, oh, that's not what I wanted to type because my hand's like, oh, I'm going to do whatever I want because your phone's small. So I'll probably just go ahead and get the 6 then. So what about, I do have to bring this up because Eric isn't here, so I know we talk a little bit of Apple shop or whatnot, but the Apple phone or the Apple Watch, is that something you probably not going to buy first time around, but do you think it's something you probably might pick up in the near future, Matthew?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The thing's pretty freaking cool. But the price is a little nuts. But I don't know. We'll see. Once they start getting the displays up in the Apple Store, I'll probably go and check it out and see what's happening. So I guess he can't see our faces. on the thing. Okay.
The faces. On the.
On Meerkat.
Okay. Well, it's a work in progress. I mean, this whole show tonight is a work in progress.
I wonder if he's using the app or if he clicked on my link.
On the link.
Yeah, via the Twitter. I don't know.
But, of course, yes, this is Socially Awkward episode number 107. We're in the hundreds, kids. March 20th. And, of course, you can find us on sociallyawkwardstudios.com, 4iRadio.com, Facebook, Twitter, Spreaker, iTunes, Stitcher, Zune Marketplace, BlackBerry Podcast, Blueberry Podcast, Mirror Guide, Double Twist, YouTube, Swell Radio, SoundCloud, and Player FM. We're also brought to you by Revenge Lover Designs. Illustrates and designs that fit your personalities. For samples and inquiries, visit revengelover.com. Now that I got all that out of the way, and I'm not as fast as Eric, I guess, now we were supposed to have a guest on tonight, but the only person who really knew him was Eric, and it was mostly Star Trek stuff, and Matthew and I probably know a good amount of Star Trek, but probably not much in depth as Eric and our guest. So we will have him on again. So I do want to apologize for that because, of course, this whole day has just been wacky. Speaking of wacky, Matthew, how was your week? Because you were like sick.
Yeah, I've been sick. Starting to feel better, which is good. I actually started feeling sick last Friday. I don't know if you guys remember, but I'd have to walk out of the room occasionally to go blow my nose and stuff like that. And then Saturday and Sunday, I just felt like death. So it was kind of rough. I had meetings Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday as well. So I was very go. Didn't really get a lot of rest, but I did pop myself full of Dayquil and NyQuil. And I'm feeling better, so that's good. My nose isn't stuffy really much anymore. But I'm to the point now where I can tell I still have a lot of like phlegm in my lungs and stuff like that. So if I start laughing really hard or get going or something like that, I'll start coughing a lot or whatnot. But yeah, feeling better. It's been a busy week, doing some more stuff around the house. The vegetables that we planted are still alive and they're actually growing stuff. Got some new flowers and stuff like that out there. Got a new bed. It's been a good week, so I'm excited and getting snooshy after the show, so I'm doubly excited.
Oh, so new bed, huh? Where did you guys end up going for it?
We went through American Warehouse Furniture. I don't know. It's this big, huge like store out in Gilbert. So yeah, we went through there. Okay,
cool. Yeah. I remember getting. Wow, so weird. I had two mattresses, but one I lost in the divorce. It
happens.
Yes, but we both got it. We both and the mattress I have now, R&S mattress.
R&S?
Yeah, they do because it's basically the same thing. It's like either it fell off the truck or it got binged up a little bit or something like nothing too extreme. Like mine looks basically pretty much new, which I'll be breaking in.
What size do you get?
A queen.
We got a king.
Well, I don't need a king. I just need a bed.
We don't need. It's like you can like sprawl out and you'd be like, hello. It's big. I was joking around with Megan though. I was like, we got a new couch, big couch, and then we got a big bed. I was like, you're just like trying to distance yourself from me, but no, it's good. So. I'm happy, it's Friday, and I can't believe it's almost April, man. This is it's getting ridiculous.
Everything is coming up really fast, and I just realized April is just like a huge, huge month for me. Like it's like everything that I've ever wanted to do, like in my life, like you space out and stuff. It's like I'm pretty much all doing in one month.
Yeah.
month. So that should be very interesting. So a lot of things are going to change for the network. A lot of shows will be hopefully coming back. Arcade Bros, I still just got to find a co-host, but I think I'll probably have Matthew on like the first show back, and we'll just chit-chat and
for sure
try to get all that stuff going. Speaking of games, since Eric isn't here, we can talk about it. Did you download the one Xbox game? Was it Ori
and the Blind Forest?
Yeah.
I did.
Is it? How is it?
It's rad. I'm probably about 4 hours in. Definitely Castlevania, Metroid style, side-scroller. I'm trying to think of... Okay, so like Guacamelee, you go and you get an item or something, and then you once you get a certain skill, you can go back and unlock another area or get to another pathway. Totally like this, but the graphics beautiful. The score is awesome. Great game, but the first 5 minutes of it, it's like, whew, man, that's a heavy way to open a game. It's kind of like I never played it, but I hear like The Last of Us, where it's just
Last of Us hits you like a ton of bricks. Like it's one of those games where, and it's kind of one of those that's why I kind of like where certain games are kind of going, where they kind of make you it makes you feel, and it's really kind of weird because really you kind of never I think the only time I ever felt anything in a game was probably Chrono Trigger.
Okay.
Was the first thing. Now, spoilers alert, if you haven't played Chrono Trigger, it's 25 years, was just a couple of weeks ago. It was out.
I think we're okay.
We should be fine, but there's a part in it where you're doing all this stuff, and basically the main character sacrifices himself the same as teammates. Never seen that happen before in a game, and you're just kind of like, what? I'm dead. It's this character that, because it's an RPG, it's a character that you build up, you put together, you you care for, you do all this cool stuff with it. It's like, oh, you're dead. Bye. Yeah. And you're like, I mean, of course you can go back through.
Right.
But that's what the cool part about that game is. There's multiple endings, so you can either bring your character back, or you can just leave him dead, and there's an ending where he comes back, or all these different things you can do. But yeah, those games just making you feel like Last of Us has a heart wrenching thing right in the beginning, and then by the time you get to the end of that game, you're just you don't care anymore.
Yeah.
It's basically a man who's he has nothing to lose anymore. And it's anybody who comes your way, I don't know if you're kind of like a action movie, basically, where the guys all people show up and you're just like, oh, these guys are dead.
Yeah.
They're dead. And it's not even an easy death, they just get shot oh, he's going to mess some shit up, kind of thing. So it's one of those things where you just get to a certain point where your character's just all guys are coming around the corner and you're just breaking their necks like no other, and just you don't care anymore. It's basically Rick right now in The Walking Dead, where he was just
nice.
I don't care anymore. Which we should talk about that if you're caught up.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But
so I was.
Or he's not running around breaking necks or anything like that. But
that'd be funny. Now, is that the little character you play as?
Yeah, or he's the little guy. The other one is Sorta or something like that. Probably so wrong on that, but that's okay. Great game. $20. Hell yeah, I'll throw it to the developers.
Yeah, I'm thinking about picking that up this weekend. I just haven't gamed at all because it's I'm packing up some stuff and things I'm not using. And then it's funny because I got a CD from Nintendo. All of a sudden, Club Nintendo's oh, your item has shipped. I'm all what are you talking about? I haven't ordered anything. Totally forgot when I got Smash Bros. And the one for the DS. I registered them, and then I was able to get I don't know if he's available, so I have to check, but you get the free download of Mewtwo as a playable character in the game, and then you get a soundtrack of the game.
So you got the soundtrack?
Yeah, I got the soundtrack. I was like, oh, yeah, I totally forgot about this. Nintendo has, spring. And the weirdest thing, I don't know if you saw this story, but Nintendo, they came out with this plan where they're we're going to be around for another 125 years. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not, so...
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
That doesn't really help me.
So, what do you wanted me to sign up for?
Yeah. They posted that a while back, and apparently next year, which it made me angry. So, basically, May, I get paid 3 times. I'm pretty much getting myself my own birthday present to myself. I'm buying a PlayStation 4. I finally have all next-gen consoles. I'm good. Nintendo then comes out with, next year, releasing a new console. I'm like, you sons of bitches.
So they did say 2016 for that?
I'm pretty sure. They mentioned it. I don't know if it's going to get pushed back. Technically, if they're going to release a console next year, they have to have something then for E3 this year, and that's coming up in May.
Yeah. It's codename NX right now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if that's the case, then they probably already have been working on it for a while. But, 2016, dang, man, that seems really fast.
Well, the problem is the Wii sold great. The Wii was a console, and the reason why it sold so well is because everybody was buying it.
Mm-hmm.
You had elder people buying it, parents buying it, kids buying it. Now, it wasn't... So the Wii U basically was a console for basically gamers like you and me who grew up playing old-school Nintendo games, getting back to the roots.
Yeah.
Not so much of motion movement, but more back to controls and everything like that. So it didn't sell as well, or people thought it was another handheld console kind of weird thing. A lot of people did not know what the Wii U was when it came out. So that did hurt its sales. Yes, there was a couple of games that came out that, got it back on a track and everything like that, but it wasn't like Xbox One. It wasn't like PlayStation 4. It wasn't like the Wii when it first came out.
Yeah.
So Nintendo's trying to figure out, okay, how can, this is the thing. Nintendo, you have the games. You have the technology. I know you like to try to keep it in the price point where people will buy it. I'm thinking you might just have to go the route of just do it. Just make a $400 console. You're Nintendo. People will buy it. And start doing online play. Start doing more of that kind of stuff. It's you really need to get your niche into that networking, or else we're going to see Legend of Zelda. I hate to say this, probably on PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, at some time.
Well, the thing I thought was pretty cool is that they finally teamed up with, I guess it's a company based out of China or Japan called DeNA.
Mm-hmm.
So they're finally going to be releasing Nintendo products or IPs or whatnot on mobile.
Yes.
So if that is new properties, cool. If I would love to have freaking Mario Kart or something, or Star Fox and on my freaking mobile device. That'd be amazing. But it'd be interesting to see how they go down that route. But that's something that they needed to do for so long. I don't understand why they didn't do it. I get the whole handheld market and everything, but do it on freaking mobile, man. Do it on cell phones and stuff like that. You guys will make so much money, and you can put them on there for $7 or whatnot. You've already played the game. You know you're going to get something legit. So,
well, that's the thing. I was thinking about it. It's if you make your handheld consoles, because technically the one year when all the new consoles came out, the best-selling console was the Nintendo 3DS.
Yeah,
it's beaten the Vita like no other. And even though the Vita has all this stuff, and granted, I would like to get a Vita. It was the same thing with the PSP when it came out. It was I was oh, I love handhelds, but Nintendo just knows its niche market. Now, what you're saying, I totally agree with you. Yeah, do you know how much bank you would make with a mobile game? You don't even have to give us new stuff. If you just gave us old school games,
yeah.
And then your handheld market really isn't tainted because you can come out with brand new games just for that console, and people will still buy it because your consoles are affordable, handheld wise. I think the new one just came out, and I think it's $129.
Is it?
I think it could be even less than that, but I'm not really sure.
No. 120, I guess 130, yeah, maybe.
But it's just funny. It's Nintendo. It's how to make games. I mean, Legend of Zelda alone, the new one that's going to come out, I guarantee that's going to sell a buttload of Wii U consoles.
Yeah, I love that franchise, and depending on how it looks, and I know it's open world and all that stuff, but really, most of Legends of Zelda games are kind of open world. They steer you kind of in a direction, but they don't. It's not on rails or anything like that. So I don't know. Will it convince me to go buy a Wii U? Probably not, but I'll be very tempted to because I'm going to want to freaking play it. I mean, I love Zelda. It's one of my top franchises. So,
well, the thing I like about the new one is they're going the Skyrim route with it, where basically the guy, some of the videos they showed, you're on this mountaintop and you see this mountain in the distance, and they're yeah, that's real. It's not just a background thing. It's going to take us a while to get there because we don't have a horse right now, but we can go to that other mountain.
Yeah.
And you're just wait, what? Anything you see in that game, pretty much you can get to.
Yeah.
So it's kind of so they're really expanding the new game. I love the new one that came out, the Hyrule Warriors. I think that was a fantastic game.
Yeah, you do like it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I mean, just finally seeing Legend of Zelda in HD graphics and just watching you wail on people and stuff like that. Basically, they took, the Dynasty concept, Dynasty Warrior concept, but then they refined it and made it where it was I can lock on to things. They basically fixed everything that was wrong with Dynasty Warriors, and then they just added Zelda characters to it.
Yeah.
So it's
I played the demo. I played the demo at Target, and it was fun.
So, I mean, Nintendo, it's they have really great, especially Mario Kart. I mean, but look at it this way. Even when I said Legend of Zelda might get people to buy a console, I'm Mario Kart 8 did.
Yeah.
A lot of people did not have a Wii U until Mario Kart 8 came out, and that game, I still am playing that game. I love that game. It's just because it went back to old school Mario. Now, the only thing I don't like is battle mode. I'm begging Nintendo, just give us the old school battle mode back.
Yeah.
But even when I did the download, where it's you can play Link now in the DLC, I'm playing Kanuki Suit Mario. You get new tracks and stuff like that instead of literally the Legend of Zelda track is instead of the coins, it's the rupees and everything. So it's just oh, this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Instead of the piranha plants, it's those plants in the game and stuff. So it's they did a phenomenal job. It's just kind of funny to see Link riding on a motorcycle. You're oh, this is different, but
well, to their advantage, or to their, however you want to freaking say it, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of a wooden horse type motorcycle, right? Isn't it?
No, it's a flat out it's basically looks like it's a horse motorcycle, but
yeah.
it's built with Hyrulean shields.
Oh, okay, all right.
So, I mean, it still has all the mechanics like a normal motorcycle, but you're just kind of like, it's kind of like the same with Smash Bros. Like, that's the thing I loved about Smash Bros. Is like they've never really had a storyline like why all these. They did one for I think Brawl, but like literally the concept for the first N64 game is like your enemy was just a hand, and then it was like I can see more of you on the app.
Okay, cool. That's what I thought.
But yeah, it's just weird that Nintendo's finally like kind of doing these things. But the cool thing I really like with those the amiibos thing, like with the Hyrule Warriors, you can actually like use characters and you'll get like new weapons just from those characters.
Yeah,
so that's kind of cool. But it's just kind of weird, like how Nintendo's like doing stuff though. But those things are like crack apparently, and like you can barely find them now, like certain characters.
Oh, the amiibos.
Yeah, like I got 3 of them. And the ones like I really want is probably like Mega Man, but I think that one's like going to be hard to find now. Probably when Kid Icarus comes out, that's going to be a really hard one to find. Like I bought pretty much Zelda, Samus, and Link, and now even Link and Zelda are kind of hard to find.
Yeah,
not as hard to find like as like people from Fire Emblem and stuff like that.
Well, didn't they release like a second season of them? So there's a lot of the same characters. They're just in a different pose.
Mm-hmm.
I
mean, Nintendo knows what they're doing with that. They're just like, hey, it's like Pokemon. Got to catch them all, assholes. So
nice, yeah.
But I mean, I don't want to see Nintendo go away because I know as much people love, like, especially on that podcast Unlocked group we're on, like a lot of people are talking about, like, oh, I bet PS people are pissed off and Xbox fans are pissed off. Like, I'm a gamer, so I'm just like, I love everything. It's like to try to get rid of Nintendo. It's like this was like the founder. Like without Nintendo, I don't think a lot of these companies would be around. So while Matthew does that, I'm going to try to entertain everybody. But yeah, I'm trying to think of some stuff that came out in the news this week that I thought, that was something. We'll talk about it more on Longbox Cast, definitely, because Kyle, my co-host, brought it up to me, and I was like, what? And I'm really hoping it's kind of like one of the issues I want to start like getting into again now. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I don't know if everyone heard about this, but they killed off one of the turtles.
Whoa, what?
Yes. So we don't know, though, because how the comic ended. It just kind of assumes that one of the turtles are dead. We don't know yet. We'll find out. But apparently Shredder was trying to do something with the Technodrome. Crane was trying to alternate a dimension or whatnot. I'm not really into the comic book series as I used to be, so I'm like very lost when I heard this. But apparently Shredder gave Bebop and Rocksteady a job saying, if Donatello tries to stop you guys, kill him. Donatello was smashed in the face with a sledgehammer from Rocksteady.
Oh, dude, that sucks.
So Donatello looks like he's dead, which, as much as that sucks, I'm hoping next issue, everybody will agree with me on this, I hope. Let Raphael be Raphael.
Badass, just brawling Raphael and just,
like, no, what
just
I'm
goes
saying
back
is,
and just
what I'm
kicks
saying
ass.
is Raphael doesn't say anything. He just leaves. He leaves the rest of the people there while they're mourning Donatello, just shows up, Bebop and Rocksteady does their little talk thing. He doesn't say anything, and it just comes down to him just beating the crap out of people. See, the funny part, when I heard one of the turtles died, I was actually kind of hoping it was going to be Raphael, just so you could see Leonardo in a brand new light, where Leonardo would just snap and lose it. Like, as much as they, like, butt heads and stuff like that, but you figure, like, they're, like, the closest turtles, like, ever, like, and just watch Leonardo just, like, not say anything and just tear shit up. And I'd been like, new respect for Leonardo right off the bat there. I mean, it sucks that Raphael had been dead because Raphael's awesome.
Damn, dude, why couldn't they kill, like, Michelangelo or something?
Because it would just be funny if that happened.
Because Donatello's, like, the dude.
I know, that's like, when I heard about it, because I was thinking about, like, as soon as they said a turtle died, I was like, okay, it's got to be Raphael, it's got to be Leonardo, one of the two. And then it was like, Donatello, it's like, wow, that came out of left field. So we'll see what happens with that. That just actually came out, I think, this week. I know, like, a bunch of websites that was hitting up. Nerdist talked about it, IGN talked about it, and all this kind of crazy stuff. But it was just ridiculous with that. So we'll touch upon that with comic book news on the Long Box Cast.
For sure.
But we're going to post a picture. Kyle sent me a picture that his father-in-law sent him where it had, like, Rocksteady holding a sledgehammer, and they had it was a Rocksteady toy holding a sledgehammer, and then it had Donatello on the ground, and his dad just said, too soon.
Jeez. So, do you know much about Attack on Titan?
I don't know. Okay, like
you know what I'm talking about.
No,
though,
I
right?
know exactly what you're talking about. I'm a huge anime fan.
Yeah.
I love anime and everything. That the problem I have with Attack on Titan is I haven't watched it yet, and the only reason I haven't watched it yet is because everyone has hyped it way too much. Social media, everything's been blowing up about this thing. And I'm afraid that I'm going to be that guy who sits down and watches it, and I'm going to be that person who hates it. Because everybody else seems to love it, and I'm always the person like, if someone forces something down my throat, I just don't enjoy it. I mean, that was like the biggest thing. Like, One Piece became huge.
Yeah.
Now, I loved One Piece before it became huge, and now it's like everywhere, and now I'm kind of like, I don't even want to read it anymore kind of thing. Like, it's just like, it was kind of a cool thing that I had, like, to myself anime-wise. I was like, oh, this is awesome. It's a bunch of pirates. There's all these different things going on. What I liked about One Piece was it wasn't so much like Dragon Ball, where it was like, everyone's always waiting for Goku to show up. It's all like, oh, we're getting our butts kicked. Goku's going to be here. And, like, Goku has to save everybody. Like, everybody in his pirate crew can pretty much hold their own against people, which is kind of cool. Instead of the, like, we got to wait for the captain to show up or else we're dead kind of thing. Like, everybody can do something. Like, everyone brings something to the team. But Attack on Titan, I know they're making a live action movie.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The trailer just got released or something like that. So I was just curious if you've watched it or.
The only thing I know about it, apparently there's, of course, huge titans, and apparently they attack towns. If anybody wants to correct me on this, feel free to, because, again, I have not watched it. I have not read up on anything. These creatures look like they're just like huge humans without skin. It's like the weirdest thing, and then there's these people that are trying to like basically kill these titans from destroying their towns. It almost reminds me of an Evangelion kind of feel to it, which is another anime which I absolutely loved.
Yeah.
Basically, it's kind of like, it's basically when I saw Pacific Rim trailer, I thought it was the Evangelion movie. I was like, they're finally going to do it, but they didn't, which is kind of depressing. But it's weird because you watch Evangelion and get towards the end, and apparently the creator went insane. So his last couple episodes don't make any sense whatsoever. It's literally like you think it was written by a child. But yeah, I don't know too much about Attack on Titan. Did you watch the trailer, or did you just like, eh?
No, I just heard about it today. I was scrolling through Facebook, and it popped up on my feed. So I wasn't in the area to watch it, but I was just curious to see if possibly you had.
I'll check it out. Like, this is I'm doing a bunch of binge watching as soon as I move into my own place, because I really won't have like cable or anything like that. So there's a bunch of stuff I'm going to catch up on, such as Arrow, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Attack on Titan. I'm probably give it a shot because it is on Netflix. The first season's on Netflix, so I figured I'd give it a shot, see if I enjoy it or not. I figure since it's kind of died down and no one's really pressuring me to watch it, because that was like a big thing. Like, people would just be like, you got to watch Attack on Titan. It's the greatest anime ever. I'm like, I know, but that was like the same thing with Dragon Ball. It's like I love Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and then it became popular, and then like I was like lost touch with it. I was like, yeah, okay, kind of thing. But yeah, we'll find out. I haven't gotten into a new anime, so maybe that'll be one I'll dive into, is Attack on Titan.
Maybe
I'll do that. Maybe I'll do Attack on Titan update every week and let people know. So unless do you ever watch anime or?
I've seen a few. Like I own Ninja Scroll. You know that movie?
I own that too. I love Ninja
Scroll is cool. I started watching Airbender a little bit, but I didn't stick with it. I don't know. I enjoy it. If it's on, or if I'm somewhere and it's on, I'll definitely watch it, but I don't really go out of my way to go and find new stuff about it. I hear a lot about that Crunchyroll app.
Yes, I've known people who've used it. It seems kind of cool, but it shows up on the thing with anime. It's like there's certain things that get popular and we know here in the States, and there's other just stuff that's just so like out there.
Yeah,
and I'm not even saying like like the tentacle porn stuff or anything like that. Just random stuff that you would never even think of, and you find it. You're like, oh my god, and it sucks because you'll watch stuff and be like, this is really good, and then for some strange reason it just got canceled in Japan, so there's no more, and you're just like, what? I would say if you are an anime fan and you're trying to get into animes, best one to start off with, I would say, is Cowboy Bebop. Samurai Champloo is also by the creator of Cowboy Bebop, which is a really good one. I love Trigun. Trigun's like my favorite anime ever. Just because, and the funny part is then I found out the guy who replaced the original Black Ranger on Power Rangers is the voice of the character in. He does a bunch of voice acting now, so he's in that. Akira's a really good one. That's just like a movie. I'm trying to remember what else. Oh, I like the One Piece. Naruto was pretty good.
I heard a lot about Naruto.
Naruto, the only problem was when they brought it over to America, he would always say "believe it," because in Japan they would always say like "natapeo," like he always said that, and I guess that's the latest translation to it. So usually like "believe it," you're just like every single like word out of your mouth is "believe it." Could you just stop?
Oh, really?
Yeah, like most of the time I'll watch animes without the English dub just because I hate some of the voice actors they pick, or they just ruin it completely. And Hellsing. Hellsing's a really good one.
Hellsing is based off of Van Helsing, or
No, it's based off of. There's two versions of the anime. Also, Full Metal Alchemist. Now, the funny part is Full Metal Alchemist's manga is completely different than the original series that came out, and then they started doing like Full Metal Alchemist like Brotherhood, I think it was called. Correct me if I'm wrong, people. And it started following more of the manga, and you're just like, why don't they do more animes just that follows the actual comic series that came out? So much better, all this cool twists and stuff, but they did that with Hellsing where it came out to a certain point, and they did a completely different anime like series, completely different from the manga, but they've been doing the entire like manga run now. It's called like Hellsing or something like that. But basically it's a guy his name is basically Alucard, which is, Dracula backwards.
Okay.
He's a guy who's basically works for a corporation where they fight like demons and stuff like that, but since he's like this huge lust vampire, and basically this cop shows up at this one part. She gets bitten by a zombie, and the only way to save her is he turns her into a vampire. So he starts kind of training her and giving her all this kind of stuff. But it's just kind of badassery. Like when he literally and then he fights this priest guy because they both are like, he's like holy, he's not. So it's a really good anime. It's just very crazy. But yeah, you think it's like but it deals with a lot of supernatural stuff. Lots of Nazis. It takes place, I believe, with like Nazi Germany and stuff like that. So like the Nazis are coming back, but just really good stuff. I mean,
yeah.
I enjoy it. Very gory, though. Very gory. If you're not big on gore, I don't recommend it. But if you don't care about that, then go ahead and watch it.
I don't care.
Well, that's what I love about like One Piece too. Like, there's just certain stuff where like you read the manga and then like the one guy smokes a cigarette, and then when they brought it over to kids TV, he was like, had a lollipop in his mouth. I'm like, really? It's like, just make it for the adults. It's an actual adult like comic. Well, that was like Dragon Ball Z. That was never meant for kids. Oh yeah, they were.
Oh
they
yeah,
were always
I heard
cussing.
about that. Yeah,
there's a part like in the actual comic book series where like they're like, how'd they know your power level? And Piccolo's all like, see that thing over there? They use that queer device. You're just like, what? And like Vegeta cusses like every other word out of his mouth is the F word. So you're like, okay.
I've seen some Dragon Ball Z. I used to play. There was one of their fighting games on GameCube that I used to play a lot.
Very addicting.
Which was pretty cool.
Yeah,
so.
the new one just came out. Is that like an open world one now? Or
Oh, I don't know. I don't know too much about it, but I did see it. It looks kind of cool. Maybe I'll throw it on GameFly.
Yeah, that's actually, I want to do that. I get GameFlies again when I move out. So
yeah, I've got
doing that
this
stuff.
is Alien Isolation right there. So I started playing it, but then I got Far Cry.
Yeah, Far Cry. Which I'm not. I'm like you though. When I play a game, like I don't really. I hit a couple of missions in the storyline, and then I started doing a bunch of side missions. But then I started looking at all my stuff and going like, "All right, what can I hunt?"
Yeah.
And now I'm just out there hunting. Now
Yeah.
that's all I've been doing. So it's like I've upgraded a couple of my weapon packs and everything like that, and I'm just all like just doing stuff like that. But yeah, I like Far Cry. I love the villain in that. I always seem to like the villains in the Far Cry games, though. They just seem to do a very good job.
This one, he was there right at the beginning, and now all I hear is him on like some voiceover thing, like, "Hey, Ajay," like just talking to me. It's like, dude, are you gonna show up again, or like, where are you at, man?
Yeah, because that was pretty funny, just his opening sequence with that, where he's just like covered in blood. He's all like, "I did not want you to see me like this.
Yeah.
I had everything all planned out," like just kind of thing. And it's just like at the dinner where he like stabs the guy with a fork.
Oh yeah,
He's like, "Yeah, call for help." No, you gotta scream for your diaphragm. Like, just like, oh, jeez.
yeah.
Such a good job.
Troy Baker, man.
But, yeah. Oh, did you see the latest Avengers trailer?
I did.
I like that one where they were doing all the characters and everything. I'm getting pumped for that movie. That's going to be...
Couple months, man.
I know.
Like a little over a month and a few weeks.
Yeah, I have to see if I can take the
Like a
day
month and a
off
week.
of work because I'm probably going to go see Midnight Showing and then probably wake up the next day and then go see it again. Because Kyle and I are going to do like a recap of the basically it's going to be a spoiler, podcast. So we'll tell people, if you haven't seen the movie yet, don't listen to this or whatnot. But we're definitely going to do that. But yeah, that's looking really tight. And then, I think, now do you have any shows, any music to play for the Fro Show break?
Yeah. So Strung Out's album comes out on Wednesday, but I've got it, and I don't know if I should play it.
Because I figure what we can do, we'll probably go ahead and take a quick break. I know we didn't broadcast that much, but it's probably going to be a very short, not short show, but figure take a break right now, and then I figure when we come back, I want to get, because we haven't talked about it. We always talk about it because Game of Thrones is going to be coming up soon.
Mm-hmm.
But let's dive into Walking Dead this season. Because we haven't really talked about it at all this year, so I want to know where Matthew might think everything's going, and my theories and what we might come up with if we're thinking alike or we're thinking differently or whatnot. So
I just don't know what's going to happen, man. Because right now everything's like happy-go-lucky, but the thing about it is the Alexandria. They're totally blind, man. Like, they have no idea what's really happening out in the world. They live in this little tiny community, and everything seems grand. And the head lady who wants to start like this new society, and she wants to be the governor, and basically it's like kind of what the role she wants to be. Like, they have no clue. They have no idea. So I'm just waiting to see what the catalyst is that's going to crumble this whole entire thing.
I know exactly what's going to be happening because they're really going towards close to the comic book now.
Are they?
Yeah, and I can probably tell you on break if you'd like to know. If not, if you just want it to be a surprise.
There's a few things. So, okay, obviously Rick and the one girl obviously have a connection. Mm-hmm. So we just found out that sorry guys, spoilers, that her husband is beating them.
Yes.
So he's probably going to go and do what he needs to do to rectify that situation. And that's probably what sways it.
Now, do you think Rick's going to approach it like he used to approach it?
What do you mean?
Well,
like civil, like let's talk this out.
When Rick, first started, Rick was very civil about things. He was like, "Let's talk this out," Carl, kinda, all this kind of nice stuff. And he's kind of, let's just say, he's kind of has no doors on his hinges anymore. I don't think he's going to be rational about it. I think it's going to start off with him chit-chatting with him, and then I have a feeling he's just going to smash the guy's face in with something, or it's going to get very messy very quick. Like, it's not going to be him trying to reason with somebody, I don't think.
Well, I think it's also going to be that the guy's wife, rather than be all nice and friendly with Rick, that's going to happen, and she's going to see him in a whole new light, and the whole town's going to kind of start to trickle away. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know.
We'll dive more into that because I want to get your thoughts on the recent death that happened.
Yeah. The last episode was pretty freaking gory.
Episode was pretty, I was like, geez. So Matthew, if you got some songs to queue up for the break,
sure.
We'll go ahead and take care of that. Matthew and I will be back in a little bit, and we'll be back with Fro and Moon in the evening.
Fro and Moon in the evening. Yeah, let me get this queued up for you.
Take your time. But yeah, so come back with us if you're still listening. I apologize if a lot of people can't hear it. We're going to have a lot of bonus episodes. The one that's going to get released is going to be very bizarre because it's talking about stuff that happened like a month ago.
Yeah, for sure.
So I will apologize for that. But yeah, I think
turn me up and we'll go.
I think you're good.
No? I think it's this one. It's this one.
I was born a unicorn. I missed the arc, but I could We're more than horses. We're the unicorns and we're people Don't forget your I was thinking about the good old times and all the people that helped me survive. Who the hell knows where I'd be without the branches of a family tree? I was thinking about the friends who cared and all the times that we shared. If I had the strength to be what I can be, love and respect to the branches of a tree. I was thinking about the good old times and all the people that helped me survive. Who the hell knows where I'd be without the branches of a family tree? Thinking about the times we shared and all the times that I was scared. Living and learning in the NYC. Shout outs go out to my New York family. Crew, the Orphans, Triple C, KAC, BBC, the US Thugs, and the entire New York hardcore family. Don't forget the struggle. Don't forget the streets. Don't forget your roots. And don't sell out. And don't forget your. And don't forget your. And don't forget your. And don't forget your. And don't forget your.
off down the Sunset Shore.
And we are back.
Yes. Yes.
Some good tracks from Matthew, as always. Don't forget to check out Matthew. You know what? Follow Matthew on Twitter, because Matthew does this cool thing, which I need to start doing, where Matthew does these release dates where he'll let you know all the new albums that come out on Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
So go ahead and check him out on Twitter. He usually posts everything, or even on his Instagram and everything like that, because that really helps me out, because I'll sit there and go, oh, I totally forgot about that. Which I'm going to hopefully start doing when I do. I'm going to get an Arcade Bros Instagram account and do that, and we're going to start doing that with Longbox Cast as well, because we do have an Instagram for them as well now, thanks to Kyle, who's just
on top of his
shaving everything.
Yeah, you got to release those comics, man. I did that for a little bit, but
it's
not really my field.
It was the funniest thing when you did that. Like you hit when my former co-host, my actual brother Kyle. So that's all I do. If I need a new co-host, it has to be Kyle. So then nothing has to change on websites or anything like that. It's just easier. But yeah, Kyle hit me up. He's like, "Dude, Matthew did the coolest thing." He's like, "Why didn't we think of this?" Like, because you sent the comics out there, and Kyle was like, "Why didn't we think of this?" I'm like, "I don't know." Matthew's just on top of stuff.
Yeah. It's not really my bag, man. Mine's more music. So
no, which is great, because actually. Playing, jamming out with you guys and stuff like that again. Like every time, just being on Spotify, like Derek sending me stuff, you're recommending stuff, which is great, because then I'll either forget about a band or you guys get me into new stuff. Where I'm just like, oh, because seriously, I don't know. You're still into music and everything like that. I lost touch with music as soon as I left college and high school. I just have not kept up on bands at all or discovered new stuff. And then it's now I'm finally doing that. It's just, especially with Spotify, I'm just like, oh yeah. I'll remember songs. I'm like, it's on Spotify. So, I just went through and just found all my favorite Linkin Park songs, because one was on the radio. I'm like, you know what, I do like Linkin Park. They're not bad.
Yeah, I love music, man. And we were just talking about. So in a few weeks, we're going to Vegas because we're going to go see RAC and St. Lucia at the Cosmopolitan. And I'm super excited. I cannot tell you how excited I am. I'm so pumped, man.
You know what's funny? I think this is probably the first time that you and I are going to be at a concert together.
Yeah, I think so.
So I get to see Matthew finally get down.
I've
been to a show that you've played at.
Yeah.
That was one time, but that was about it. But yeah, no, I don't think we probably were at the same concerts, probably back in high school. We just never ran into each other, because I just remember we'd be passing each other in the hall. You'd be like, "Oh, you went to the show last night?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, you did too," because we were wearing this shirt.
Yeah.
But no. I know we pretty much have done the Warped Tours and everything like that. Oh, those were crazy.
Those are good times, but too hot now. Way too hot. Plus, I'm sure it's a bunch of little kids and stuff. But I know you got your move coming up. But on the 4th at Tempe Beach Park is the big NoFX, Rancid, Strung Out, Vandals, and I'm forgetting somebody. Strung Out, the Vandals.
Well, that's Easter, isn't it?
No, I think Easter's the 5th.
Is Easter?
Easter Sunday?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Okay, let's see. The 4th is Saturday, right?
Yeah. The day after Good Friday. Yeah, I know. It's that weekend.
Because you know what? I know it's funny. NoFX and MXPX were the first two punk bands that I got into. I've seen MXPX put on a great show. Love them. I've never seen NoFX live. I've heard their live album. Absolutely love it. I just love they're just every song they write. I'm just all how do you guys even come up with this stuff sometimes? But I would just be oh, freaking Rancid, dude. You know what? Maybe I'll be let's move this stuff as quickly as possible.
I know. I have a meeting that Saturday morning, which is kind of odd or unique for me. But and then the show starts about 1, so my meeting starts at 11:30, and I'm like, oh man. So I'm probably gonna have to get done with the meeting, just go straight there. But I'm pumped because it's 2 stages. So you got that side. The other side's A Day to Remember, The Used, Chiodos, and a couple other bands. So,
ooh, I'm actually really
big.
tempted now.
It's gonna be big, man.
I'm actually really trying to be like, hey guys, can we start at 8? Like, get the
Dude,
shit done.
do it. I mean,
And-
tickets are like $50, but I mean,
but you know what? $50. That's kind of worth it though.
For-
That's a pretty bitchin' lineup.
yeah.
That's a pretty. I mean, just
pretty
No
bitchin'.
Effects and Rancid alone. That's like,
Mr. Armstrong.
yeah.
Mr. Armstrong, if you're nasty.
Oh jeez. Oh man. Yeah, that might be a thing to do. Freaking.
So, what's the last show you went to?
Last show I went to was Finch.
Okay. What about before that?
Before that was probably either Green Day or Foo Fighters. Like my shows were like very far in between, but I was hitting at least some good shows. Like I highly recommend. Like if you've ever seen Foo Fighters live,
Boom, right here, baby.
oh, you get the Foo Fighter tickets?
Yeah, the tickets for the show in September. This is gonna be my first time seeing. I'm so pumped.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, this is how badass with Foo Fighters was. I basically have 2 shirts. Oh, dude, no.
Yeah,
They
I'm
put
pumped.
on.
I wanted the physical tickets for
Oh,
these
dude,
two.
they put on a great show. No, I literally have I have a lot of band shirts, but 2 of the cool band shirts I have is the Foo Fighters show that came in, I think, in 2011.
U.S. Airways.
Yes.
Yeah,
Ah.
I wanted to go to that show.
Okay, 2 of the shirts I got, they're exactly the same, except 2 were printed. One has like the tour dates on the back, very simple design, everything like that. But the other one was an exclusive one for Arizona. So it's like an orange look, and it has like Arizona Foo Fighter tour or whatnot.
Yeah.
So I have those 2 shirts in my closet. But yeah, oh dude, like that has been like, I would have to say that has been like the best live show I've been to. Like I've seen Tool, I've seen a lot of shows live and stuff like that, and people put on really good like shows. But Foo Fighters, dude, that's something I always tell people. Like, if you've never seen the Foo Fighters live and you like Foo Fighters,
Yeah,
you have to do it in your lifetime.
I'm so pumped.
It's so good.
You still have my HBO Go stuff, right?
Yeah.
Watch Sonic Highways.
Oh, okay, yeah, I have it on my PlayStation 3. I need to get everything again because I want to put it on Xbox One and everything like that. Because I've been using everything for Xbox One.
Yeah, just let me know. I'll give it to you. But
I'll do it when I move out because Game of Thrones is coming up.
Oh my god!
Have you seen with Arya?
What do you mean?
They were posting pictures on Facebook. Like if you follow certain stuff, especially a lot of nerd stuff.
Well, I saw that they were like posting like Entertainment Weekly interviews or whatnot. So I guess this season that she's going to start using more knives than with needle. So I was talking with Megan about this the other day. Like she's totally becoming a fucking assassin, dude.
I want her to.
She's becoming part of the Guild of the Faceless. Like
That's so
I'm
awesome.
So
I'm
excited.
so stoked. Yeah.
She's my favorite character. I was talking to
Don't
this
get
with
attached.
I was just talking to this with my friend Rachel, who's also my coworker, and she was like, just what always happens when you really like a character on the show. And I was like, they can't kill Arya off though. Like there's too much invested in her storyline. Like they can't kill her. They can't kill Sansa. They can't kill Bran. Like there's just, you know what I mean? There's like their storylines are way too developed.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is the thing that I love. It's like they were killing off so many Starks, and everybody in the Starks though like has like a actual purpose though. If you think about it, like they have something that if they fail, like that entire like I would say, I don't know what the place is called. I'm just going to call it Middle Earth. Don't yell at me, but you know their rendition of Middle Earth. Yeah, Westeros. That whole like place. Like if these people fail at the task they're supposed to do, that place is fucked.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like these are like 4 or 5 of the key components to that. Like making it. It's like Bran's off doing his thing. It's like if he doesn't do this, shit's going to go down with the White Walkers. If so and so doesn't do this, it's like this is going to happen. If Jon Snow doesn't do this, it's like all this stuff that's like pretty much related to the Starks, I feel, is like, because a lot of things I'm like, I don't care about this family. Like, this family can just go fuck right off for all I care. Like, the only one I care about in the Allisters is basically
Tyrion.
That's it.
Yeah.
Everyone else can just go fuck right off or whatnot.
Well, I guess Joffrey's sister is going to be coming into play now.
What?
I didn't know Joffrey had a sister.
No, I do remember him having a sister, but it was basically first season, like, little bit of it, and then it's gone. Like, anybody's probably reading the books, they're like, you guys don't know anything, you know, kind of thing. But,
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, I haven't read the books. I just watched the show. But, yeah, so I guess I saw somewhere that she's going to be coming into play, so it's going to be interesting to see if she's a nice person or if she's going Joffrey's route. But for some reason, I think she's going to be
Well, we do have
the opposite of Joffrey.
We do have also Joffrey's younger brother.
Yeah, who? What's her name?
I don't know. I forget her name in the show, but God,
yeah, she's super hot.
he's lucky. Yeah.
But she was also in The Tudors. I don't know if you ever watched the show.
No, I never
The
watched,
Tudors.
which is so funny with The Tudors because the guy who played Superman was in The Tudors.
Yeah.
Which is so funny.
Yeah, he was. Well, she played Anne Boleyn in The Tudors, so it's interesting to see. But yeah, she's totally playing that route, man. She's like going after him, like
No.
trying to like mold him into whatever she needs.
Now
to
I hope
be.
Daenerys gets her shit together. I was very disappointed with her last season. I will say that.
Why?
Well, okay, she started doing stuff and I thought it was really good, but then she got really kind of fucking like cocky, and then like the dragons started kind of like snapping back at her. I'm like, yeah, get your shit together. Focus on what you need to do. You want that throne? Fucking work for that throne. You got to the certain point where it's like, I'm the dragon lady, bitch. I do what I want.
She is working for the throne, man. She's like overcoming all those.
She kind of
like,
is, but come on. You cannot tell me she was getting cocky a little bit.
I mean, maybe a little, but I think she's still pretty headstrong.
She needs to sit down and watch 2 movies that will help her train her dragons. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Jeez, yeah.
Speaking of which, How I Trained Your Dragon 2 is now on Netflix.
Nice.
But yeah, no, that's the only thing that, like, I love Daenerys. I think she's a great character. She's a very strong.
Well, you've seen the
character.
preview for like the new season, right? Where
No, actually, I have not.
You haven't? Okay. So there's a scene in there where she goes someplace that has a huge ass pyramid, and it just shows that the pyramid's starting to crumble, like it's just like falling down. So I'm really intrigued to see what that's all about. If like her army, like with Grey Worm and all that stuff, are like going in there and just totally destroying everything, or if the one dragon that they haven't sealed up yet is out in, because that's the biggest dragon of the 3 of them. So.
Well, yeah, to me, it's like the alpha dragon.
Yeah.
Throughout the thing, that's what I'm saying. Like I love her. I think she's great, but I just thought like last season she got at a certain point she just got really cocky, and then like that was like the point. Like she was sitting there, and all of a sudden, like one of the dragons like kind of snapped at her. I was like, yeah, get your shit together. Like, you want to train these dragons? Fucking train these dragons. Don't be a bitch.
Train these dragons like in the DreamWorks movie.
You can't really do that, but completely different thing. But no, it's a character. That's the thing. It's like we all learned that I don't get attached to people because literally my biggest mistake, because I didn't know how Game of Thrones went, I got attached to the father Stark, Ned Stark, and then all of a sudden, like, his head gets chopped off. Spoilers, people. But I'm sitting there going, like, this is the dream, isn't it? Like, it's Sean Bean. Like, he's not going to...
Well...
Oh, no, he's gone.
So that was the thing. Like, I first started watching it, and it was like, okay, so this show's about him. Like, and I was like, oh, what? How are you going to have a show? Like, and then you just... It's one of the best fucking shows on television.
Oh, my God.
I was telling this to my friend Rachel the other day, too. Like, television right now is so incredible. Like, Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, like, Mad Men. These shows are incredible. Yeah, you can go through the different generations and stuff, and there's really good stuff. But the storytelling now and the worlds that you get to see and you get, like, immersed in is just freaking mind-blowing. It's nuts. Like... I can't believe it, man. I'm so stoked to be watching these shows. And AMC, HBO, they know what they're doing. All these other networks need to take lesson and get these story writers and get these people in there. Like take your notes, man, because the shit's on point.
I will totally agree with you. Another network that's actually stepping up their game, and this is like the best move they're doing because they keep doing spinoffs of the one original show, but CW with fucking Arrow. Ever since they did Arrow and they spun off with The Flash, like, oh my God, The Flash, just the last episode.
Well, Megan's in the other room. She's watching Vampire Diaries. Like, there's a lot of shows on CWs that she watches. Vampire Diaries, Pretty Little Liars. Like, they do. I mean, they're good. They make it suspenseful, so you want to come back the next week. They leave cliffhangers and things like that. So, I mean, they're doing it too. But I just
but like I highly recommend this. If you're not, if you're a comic book fan, you're watching Flash or Arrow, you're probably loving it. If you're not even a comic book fan, I feel like Flash right now, to me, like on the CW, is probably like one of the best shows. And I love like Supernatural, but like I think this like kind of tops it. Just like with the last episode, they did. They basically like wrapped up a couple of questions that everyone was having, and it wasn't even like something that I thought they were gonna. I thought they were literally gonna dealt this like over time. Like this is gonna probably happen. Everything's gonna come to fruition like in season 3. No, they just pretty much summed everything up in like this one part, and then left with another cliffhanger of like, are you fucking serious and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So like Flash is really doing a good job, and I absolutely like, as much as like in the DC genre of comics, like Batman's my top guy, like Flash is number like my second best, but he's almost like competing with Batman now, because after reading like a lot of the new Flash comics, I was just like, I'm really digging Barry Allen, and just watching the show, I was just like, they're doing a really good job.
So I've noticed that I record a lot of shows, but if you were to come over to my house and my TV's on and I'm just around doing stuff, ESPN's on. I'm like, that's like the first channel I go to is ESPN, and I just throw it on and I watch it in the morning while I'm eating breakfast and before I go to work. And I don't know, man. For some reason, I'm at this point now where I'm just like, consume ESPN.
Speaking of like news and everything that's going on, I want to get your feels on this. I'm not a sports person. We all know this, except for hockey is like pretty much the only thing I follow. We were doing this thing at work, but I kind of missed it because I didn't get paid till today, so I couldn't even throw in $5. But I'm thinking about doing it for next year for
The bracket.
Yeah, the bracket
NCAA,
or whatnot.
yeah, March Madness.
The March Madness, basically. So a lot of people at work are doing it and everything that they're having fun. But again, I don't know anything about sports, so even when the football thing comes up at work, I'll probably do that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. Just try to get more into the company, or they'll be like, you don't know shit, Steve. But you're a huge basketball fan.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done any of this yet, or are you just kind of just watching the games?
The brackets?
Yeah.
This year I did not do a bracket. I wasn't keeping up with it, but it's fun to watch. I mean, there's been a ton of upsets this season, so you just see people's brackets just falling apart, which is fun to watch because they get in there and they're all cocky, like, yeah, I got this, and a freaking like 7th seed will take out like a top 2 seed, and you're like, boom. Like, well, there goes my shit. I'm already pretty much finished. So
that's what I've been hearing. Like, I heard like a lot of the. I'm trying to remember what sports channel it was, but they basically like 75% of the things they picked like failed.
Yeah,
like everything just like this has been like. I'm not a basketball fan, but it's kind of interesting listening to people talk about it because I'm like, this seems like this is the best like kind of one where like a lot of the underdogs like you didn't think were gonna win are winning, and not like
it's cool.
And
it's
not
cool
by
to see.
like a little, like a lot. Like they're dominating like some of these brackets. So I just wanted to, because I technically it's funny because there's a guy at work who's really obsessed with sports. I'm all like, I should get you and a couple of other people together. We should definitely do a sports show on the network. I think would be great.
It's fun. I mean, I'm more NBA. I mean, the Suns are my team. Suns, baby. But I mean, Suns they're 3 games back currently from the playoffs in the 8th seed, so they're fighting their way. But the West, man, it's a hard struggle. There's tons of great teams. Golden State Warriors are the best team in the league right now. I don't care what anybody says. Atlanta's rocking it out, but Golden State put Atlanta to shame the other night when they played each other. First team in the West, first team in the East. There's nobody better than the Splash Brothers right now. So. And it's good to see Golden State doing some stuff, like out of the 3 teams in California, can't stand the Lakers. The Clippers are good. I enjoy the Clippers. They're Lob City, but Golden State's definitely where it's at. So we'll see. I don't know. Suns are my team, but Aaron writes, "Go Celtics." The Celtics are okay. Like. If we're going East Coast teams, I definitely enjoy the Cavs. I enjoyed them prior to LeBron leaving, and LeBron's great, but he's not one of my favorite players. But I enjoy the Cavaliers, and I also enjoy the Pacers. So we'll see. Celtics are good. I did like them when they used to have Pierce and Garnett and Rondo, but I don't know. I mean, the East kind of sucks. The Nets are good too. I like the Nets now that they're in Brooklyn, but I don't know. The West's where it's at, man. It's the West time right now, so we'll see what happens. But I don't know. I'm not really into baseball, but
no, Eric is. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm thinking of like It's so weird. I'm not a sports person or anything like that, but I literally was like, Matthew can do basketball. We have Eric for baseball, and then I'm pretty sure we have a couple of other people on the team that the network that can do like football and all that kind of stuff.
I enjoy football.
I will say this: when football season does come up, I think the 4 Hour Radio Network should do like a football.
Fantasy football.
A fantasy football. Of course,
for sure.
Of
We'll
course,
do the draft and everything.
Of course, if I'm allowed to have Gandalf and Darth Vader on my...
You can name your team whatever the fuck you want.
No, I mean players.
Well, you can try to find them in the draft because we'll probably do a live draft, which will be fun. But if you don't find them, you're gonna have to pick somebody else. So, but speaking of hockey, we're going to the game tomorrow night. I'm pumped. It's Coyotes versus Penguins, so that's gonna be a good game.
Now, I know you're not probably like a big hockey fan or whatnot.
I enjoy hockey.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I've never been to an actual hockey game.
Oh, really?
But what's
times.
the team you go for? Just the Arizona team.
I like the Coyotes, and I used to enjoy the Red Wings. So
yeah, a lot of people are either Red Wings fans or Blackhawk fans.
a lot of Blackhawk fans.
A lot
for
of
sure.
Blackhawk fans.
Well, I mean, Arizona is basically the second Chicago, Illinois, and Illinois state. There's so many people that move to Illinois, to Arizona.
No, because it's so weird, actually. Like, one person we actually had on the show, she was a huge Redhawks fan, and then one of my exes was a Red... Yeah, see, I can't even... I just combined... Fuck you guys. I'm combining my own team. Redhawks. It'd just be me with a stick. No, yeah, one girl we had on the show, she was a huge Red Wings fan, and then one of the girls I dated was a Blackhawks fan and everything like that, so it's just kind of funny to see that. So
yeah, I dated a girl that was a Red Wings fan, so whenever they were playing, we had it on, so that I really became like kind of immersed in the culture, and then when I went to Detroit, like we didn't go to a game, but we went to like the Red Wing bar and all that stuff owned by one of the players. So it was pretty cool. I mean, there's a lot of history there, and I like that they throw octopuses on the ice before they play.
yeah,
It's weird, but I mean, it's tradition and stuff, so it's cool. I can get behind it.
well, that's the thing with me. It's like if anybody listens to All White Tukey, which will be coming back, and will be kind of different format. It'll be the same two people, but different format. We're going to try new stuff. But Pat and I are obsessed with Canada. I fucking love Canada, but it's like every time I bring it up to people, like so many people are like, I fucking hate Canada, fuck it. And I'm like, why? I'm like, Canada seems like it's like America Junior. Come on, people.
American Junior.
That's a great line from Homer Simpson. But yeah, no, it's basically my goal is now since I can pretty much fly anywhere for free or whatnot. Basically my life goal is to go to Canada and track down the guy from the Mystery Science Theater movie, The Final Sacrifice, who played Rosdower. This is my lifelong dream now.
Okay.
I'm not shooting for stars,
Okay.
But yeah, but before we close out the show, I know we promised people when we came back we'd talk Walking Dead. So let's dive into some Walking Dead or whatnot. So you're all cut up.
Yeah.
We have 2 shows left. The last show is going to be 90 minutes, so a lot of stuff's going to happen. So I know a couple episodes, it might have been the episode before last week, but that was like an episode where people were like, oh, nothing happened. It was really slow. Carol fucked a kid up, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that was nuts.
That was like, oh my God, Carol.
She like got in his face, like. Well, no, I mean, Carol's fucking killed a kid, so like.
Carol's killed like many children.
The thing about Carol though is she's doing great this season because just like she said, she's like, I can be invisible, which she can, but she's like, remember when they got in there, they were like, please turn over your guns or whatnot, and she like was fumbling the machine gun. She was like, like totally putting on this front, like. Oh, it's great, but her and Rick, they're obviously working together. Like they have this plan. Like it's good, man.
No, yeah, her and Rick are linking up pretty good and stuff. The thing I think is funny is like everybody is kind of like in this season right now at the town they're in, Alexandria. They're very like everybody seems to be on board, and Daryl's finally like the one that's like, oh, I'm feeling accepted.
Yeah,
I'm gonna like do stuff, and it's like it's cool and stuff that Daryl's actually found. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, the group has accepted Daryl for what he's worth and everything like that, and but yeah, he's just all like he just met these new people. It's just like, oh yeah, going to go out and do all this kind of stuff.
What are your thoughts about? I think the dude's name's Elliot. Is that it?
Or Aaron.
Aaron, yeah.
Aaron, my thoughts with Aaron, I think he's on the up and up. I think like this is the only person in the town that they can trust.
Yeah.
Or actually is the only one that realizes that, okay, without these people that I just brought into this town, we are going to be fucked. Because I have a feeling like we were just talking about this earlier. Everybody in this town has no idea what the outside world is. And you have to realize like Rick's group has been through a lot. So it's very weary of them to actually trust somebody. I mean, the first time they trusted somebody, things got fucked up. It was with the governor. And he even said with the governor, he's like, look, we can live in peace. You stay in your place. We'll stay in our place.
Yeah.
You know, we can work together. You know, we don't have to, you know, stuff. But the governor was just a psychopath. And then the same thing happened with, you know, as soon as they got to Terminus. And and again, everybody with Rick, they escape. And Rick's like, we got to go back. We got to kill these people. They don't deserve to live.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, no. They're not going to bother us. That was like so far, there's been a lot of great highlights in this season, but so far my favorite part in that season was them in the church, the guy begging for his life, basically, from Terminus, and Rick's all like, you know, I promised I was going to give you something. And it just does this great shot to his machete, and I was just like, oh, it's on. Like I'm like, let Rick be crazy.
Yeah.
And it just kept escalating. Like the guy he's telling to stop running. I told you to stop. I told you to stop. And then he just hits him with the car, and the guy starts talking, trying to beg for his life, and then he shoots him. I love how he shoots him, walks afraid from a corpse, and just goes, shut up. I'm like, but what's really creepy, Rick with a beard, I'm like, his insanity makes sense. Let him do what he's doing. As soon as he shaved it off, and now he's acting crazy, I'm all like, oh, this is kind of weird now. Like, I accepted it when you had the beard, but now it's gone. I'm all like, Rick, you're kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, it was really weird to see him without the beard, too, because you got so attached to it. Like, it's, you know, like season 1 where he was all clean shaven and on the up and up. But how about sorry if you guys haven't seen the last episode, but
yeah, spoilers right now.
The priest fucking
fuck Gabriel.
Dude, obviously Maggie's gonna go and tell them. Like,
no.
I don't know if she tells Glenn first or who, but
I will say this. I don't know if they're going to keep doing this or they just like to keep throwing stuff at us, but apparently when somebody has a lifelong dream or a goal, they get killed off. The episode before that when Carol basically threatened a child, and no one really died, pretty much, in that episode. But the next episode, there was a lot of deaths. They had basically the congressman's son. He got, which is great. Not so much great, but the thing I got mad about is like they didn't listen to the group. Like right off the bat, Glenn's like doing what he needs to do, and Glenn's, you know, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
tells the guys like, oh, there's a guy in armor. Now, like right off the bat, like when you saw the guy with the armor, basically it was like a SWAT team member, zombie kind of thing. You look at it going like, technically it can't really do much damage to you because it's got the face mask on. So basically you just want it to get in close, you know, stab it in the head. You're done with it. But this guy's like, oh, I got it. Starts shooting at it. And then Glenn's like, it's got a grenade. Shoots the grenade. Guy gets blown back and everything like that. And then his fucking buddy.
Yeah, that guy was a chump, man.
I hope that guy fucking dies.
That guy was a jerk.
So basically what ended up happening is Noah, a character like a lot of people worry about, and then he starts bringing his own to the group. You start liking him and everything like that. And it's not even like he dies, but he died like oh my God. Like it was brutal.
Gets his face ripped off.
I did like some of the tweets that came out was everybody hates Chris. Everybody eats Chris. We're kind of funny. But like, and then Glenn having to see that. Now I will say this, what's his face? Eugene, yeah. Eugene stepped up in that episode.
He did, but Eugene's still a fucking punk, too.
No, he's a fucking punk, but at least he's, like, contributing.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I don't fucking agree what he did. I don't think it was smart of him to still tell Abraham that I'm smarter than you, right, when this man's about to beat the crap out of you.
Yeah.
But at least like when he came out of that door with the girl on his like back or whatnot, he was just like boom, boom, boom. Like he was taking out some zombies.
Rolled up with the van to distract him when they were in the turnstile.
Well, I even like the fact that he almost pulled the gun on the one guy. Like granted, like the one guy was a little quicker than him, but you were just like, I was like, wow, Eugene was on the thing of like, I will kill you, basically.
Yeah.
And then I'm surprised they even kept that guy alive. Like even when Glenn showed up and just beat the fuck out of him, I was like. To me, I was like, shoot him in the legs and let the zombies eat him.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like, come on. I'm like, Glenn, you have too much compassion.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens in this week's episode. But obviously, they're going to go back and they'll tell everybody about what happened. But I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Only 2 more episodes. It's nuts.
So I will say this: I know what goes on in the comic book, and right now they are doing a lot of stuff to the comic book. The weird part is in the comic book series they are at Alexandria right now, so the show has either caught up with the comic series or is almost about to. A lot of stuff is going to happen. A lot of interesting things are going to happen. I'm kind of super stoked about it. So it's gonna be a rocky ride, people. I'll just say that. But I would say not the funniest. I think Kyle and I were talking about it. I think the greatest thing they should do. Or did I hear from an? I don't know. Whatever it was, I think the greatest thing to do would just be like if they really wanted to fuck with everybody's minds on Walking Dead, is just kill off Rick and just see what happens to the group then.
Yeah.
And like it's not even like the series finale or anything. Like Rick is dead, and they're like, "Oh no, we have like 8 more seasons," and everyone's like, "Wait, what?" Like I would just like to see how many fans would just lose their shit.
Oh, there'd be fucking internet riots.
I know. It was the same thing when they said if Daryl got killed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like Game of Thrones, man. There's like too many. These characters are too invested. Like if you were to kill off Daryl, like people would flip their shit.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's just been crazy though. So yeah. So what do you now and then we're going to get the spin-off series next year, I think, of The Walking Dead. Yeah,
it's based out of L.A. or something.
Yeah, it's based out of L.A., but I'm not sure if it's actually taking place around the same time as what's going on with The Walking Dead, or if they're going to do like. I wonder if this is actually the start of the epidemic. So if this is like,
well, it got picked up for 2 seasons already.
Well, that's what happened with Better Call Saul.
They're on my DVR. I haven't watched a single.
Okay,
episode.
I watched the first episode. Genius.
Yeah.
Okay, if this. You just have to see where everything goes with this thing, because it's like they planned it, and just how that first episode ended, you were just like, because it already, and then apparently there's going to be a bunch of Easter eggs. People are going to be in the background. People are going to be showing up in the show. There's going to be like a bunch of people from Breaking Bad. The guy who plays Saul, he's fucking phenomenal, because it's kind of funny because you watch him and you're like, he's trying to do the right thing. But, like, just shit happens to him where he just kind of goes down this path.
Yeah.
But the coolest thing about it was, like, when it first opened, it shows where he was at in the witness protection kind of thing, like, that he left with Breaking Bad. So it kind of shows him where he's at now, and I'm kind of curious if they're going to keep kind of doing that, where it's going to kind of keep showing you, like, the present stuff and then where, like, how he got to where he was before, Heisenberg and all that kind of stuff. Walter White showed up and everything like that. So it's actually kind of cool. So I'm kind of wondering if they're actually going to not only tell his story, but also kind of finish his story.
Okay.
Because, like how Breaking Bad kind of ended, it's just kind of like he just kind of left.
Yeah.
And you're like, you didn't really hear anymore from Saul. So it's really well written. So it's just like, shit. So AMC, they know what they're doing, which I'm very surprised, like what's going to happen when Mad Men ends,
Oh, man, I'm sad about that.
Which I still have not watched.
Oh, dude.
I'm going to binge watch it.
Oh, my gosh. I fucking love that show, man.
I know. Believe me, I know. I should not have skimmed your invite.
Oh, man. Donald Draper, man. Dude's a dude.
Which is so funny because John Hamm actually is like one of the nicest guys.
Oh, for sure.
Like everything, like I've heard about him and everything that he's done, he's just like, just one of those people that are just like, oh, I'm so glad he's not a dick.
Yeah, he's good people.
Good people. But, I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Socially Awkward. Sorry it wasn't a 2-hour show. I know we started late, all the problems and everything like that. But we'll be back next week. Hopefully Eric will fill us in with everything like that. Matthew, is there anything you want to plug or...
just go ahead and check us out. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Matthew Renfro. Fro show's coming soon and stuff, so thanks for tuning in. And hopefully the Meerkat thing worked out. I don't know. We'll see. And, I guess there's like a really delay from our audio here to what's happening on there. So we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
so.
that's what I was saying. We'll figure it out. I mean, it's something new. At least we're trying stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Experimenting. It's
so,
like college.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, let's go get some snooshi.
Yeah, let's go get some footage and everything like that. Just again, go ahead and check us out, and I think that's a bit. So until next time, kiddos, do you have some music to close us out with?
Sure, I'll play one of the new strung out tracks.
Very cool, and I'm kind of worried because the browser is not opening up right now.
Browser is not opening. Okay, guys.
So okay, tap that sass.